From going to war with wind turbines to rolling back dozens of environmental rules and regulations, this is what Trump's second term means for the environment. Before we get into environmental actions Trump is planning on taking, let's take a quick look at his past presidency. Last presidency, Trump left the Paris Agreement, an international treaty aimed at combating climate change by limiting global warming, as he has also weakened or wiped out more than 124 environmental rules and policies, ranging from toxic chemicals to endangered species. Trump justifies these actions by emphasizing his priority to expand fossil fuel development and reduce governmental interference in the energy sector. Since then, Trump's views haven't changed much when looking at a dinner he had with oil executives in April of 2024. At this dinner, Trump had asked for $1 billion toward his 2024 campaign with the promise to relax industry regulations for oil companies. Since then, Trump has proposed other actions, such as suppressing offshore wind farms. Trump's seeming feud with wind farms goes back to 2006 when he revolted against the Scottish government for trying to install wind farms near his golf resort. He has since made bizarre claims, such as stating, "At the bottom of windmills there are thousands of dead birds." Although I'm assuming he was joking, or at least hoping, it seems Trump is taking his feud with wind turbines seriously and has promised to squelch offshore wind development on the first day back in office through an executive order. I think this promise stands out more than others because it shows that he isn't just attempting to fuel big business that just naturally has a byproduct of damaging the environment, but instead is directly attacking companies who are trying to make a difference. Besides his war with wind, Trump's administration has likely attacked Biden's efforts, including the Aquatic Life Quality Standards Guidelines, accelerated PFAS reporting and toxic release inventory, proposed NSR rules for project emissions, expansion of Endangered Species Act rules, including the recent vessel speed rules, and integrity efforts addressing climate change and environmental justice. Additionally, other priorities such as the Global Plastic Pollution Treaty are also at risk of being canceled. Now, I understand those were a lot of policies, but we just don't have the time to cover all of them in this video. So if you're interested, we can dive into their more direct impacts that ending these policies will have in another video. The last thing we'll be covering is Trump's effort to open more federal land to new oil and gas leases. These extra sites lead many people to believe oil and gas prices will go down, and let's be honest, who could be against cheaper gas? I mean, I sure wouldn't. However, with sources such as the Washington Post citing prices at the pump typically have little connection to the White House policies and are largely driven instead by the coalition of oil-producing nations led by Saudi Arabia and Russia, leads us to be slightly skeptical of these claims. Following that, Trump's plans on easing a suite of restrictions on oil industry-related emissions of methane, which is a potent greenhouse gas. These actions will increase methane emissions, hurting efforts to combat climate change and contribute to more severe environmental impacts. But hold on, could he really pass all these planned ideas? Well, short answer, probably. Now just a quick note, I'm no expert on government, so I won't go too in depth, but to break this down, we need to look at the structure of the federal government to see if others will support his legislation. Currently, it looks as if the Republicans have control over the Senate and House of Representatives. Additionally, they already have control over the Supreme Court, and having the majority in Congress is a huge upper hand when passing legislation, while having the majority in the Supreme Court is especially important for passing executive orders. Because of the little resistance Trump will most likely have in the federal government, it is entirely possible for him to carry out what he has proposed. However, nothing is ever certain, and ultimately the government is here to serve the people, wants and needs, so it's up to us to decide what we believe is right. Thanks for watching EcoBrief's first video, and I hope you enjoyed it.